child, he ran to the forest. All right. Did you see it? Was he a handsome guy? Was he ugly? Was he hung? What did he look like? Right? You filled in all the details. I gave you almost no details, only the essential details. You filled in the rest. You made a movie in your head. Russians don't write this way. Russians write. The reason I'm writing to you is because A, we have to learn, we have to do something. B, because I'm blah, blah, because it's proper. And C, blah, 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 because it's important. You know. And everybody goes, yes, that's true. Because they get it. It's not a mystery. It's not a problem. It's not a bad thing. It's good. But when you try to do this to the children, when you go to talk with reason to the children, it doesn't work. The children go, what the hell are you talking about? I don't see any pictures. I'm bored. So when you're writing to a foreign audience, when you're writing to people in English, and you give your graph chart 1, 2, 3, people will go, okay, not very exciting. Okay. So the question becomes, how do we write? What do we do? How do we get that? How do we get to that point where we can be that too? Great news, guys. Super great news. It's not about how well you speak English or even how well you write. It has almost nothing to do with the quality of your writing or your ability to write in English. It's all about your ability to communicate, which you already know how to do pretty well. So the good thing here is we get to focus on communication and not on writing. We'll have to do some writing tricks. And they are tricks, ladies and gentlemen. They are not hard to learn. It's a no-brainer. This is the good news. This is the really good news. All you have to do is focus on your communication and your ability to present and communicate your thoughts rather than how great your English is. And if you focus on your English, you're going to have trouble because your English is never going to be good enough. Your English will never be good enough. What to do? I don't know. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Get used to not worrying about it and focus on the thing you can do. So this is what we're going to do here today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you into this world right now with an exercise. Someone's familiar with this one. It's called the Hemingway exercise. I want you all to grab a tetrad. Get one. Pass it on. Pass it on. Grab one of these. Take out as much as you want. We are going to write right now. It's going to be awesome. Thank you, Victor, for that.
Работа над ошибкой.
So, as we're mostly focused on expository writing for essays, which is mostly writing about yourself. So I want you to think right now about describing yourself in 5 qualities, 5 of the most awesome qualities you have. I'm handsome, I'm rich, I have great speech, I have great teeth, and I'm also twice the size of the average guy. So, or whatever. So think in your mind, what are your outstanding qualities that you would want to present to someone to sort of sell yourself? You have this unique selling point, USP, your spikes, your skills, your qualities about yourself that are the things when you're writing about yourself, the things that you would say, hey, I'm good at this, or I can do this, or I'm all right. I'm compassionate. I'm tall. I can eat a lot. I don't know, whatever's important to you. I don't know. I'm funny. I was in Kevin, I'm funny. Or I'm a dentist. I help people. I'm a doctor. Whatever it is, I don't know. Write them down real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just don't think too deep about it. That's the most important thing. Don't think too deep about it. Because if you think deep about it, we'll be here till tomorrow. Oh, this is my video game playing. It's really about hand-eye coordination, but it's actually no. It's just hand-eye coordination, philosophy, video games. I'm good at all 3. Fine, whatever it is. All right. Everybody got a more or less a short list of 5 things? Yeah, you could write on your computer if you want, doesn't matter. I would like you to write on a piece of paper, would be best. because it just works better on paper. But yeah, I don't. If you have to use a computer, it's fine. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you a few minutes, and I want you to take those 5 points, and I want you to write a little story about yourself, 5 sentences right now. Write 5 sentences describing yourself with these 5 things. Ready? Go. I'm a dentist. I have very good hearing. Can eat a lot of good men. My mother was a weightlifter. I have the best haircut in my class. Or whatever it is, you know. I can drink more milk than anybody in my podcast. Don't think too deeply, guys. It's actually really important that you don't think too deeply. Because the deeper you think, the more you start thinking, I don't know, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. If you're on the surface, that's what helps. And I'll tell you why in a minute, all right? So I'll do it too. I'll do my 5 points here. My 5 is I can cook. I know how to cook. I have built a shed. I built a shed once. I can speak foreign languages. I can, I'm going to say it. I'm going to risk myself. I speak Dutch and Russian. It's a tenuous thing, but I'm going to say it. Okay. I can sell stuff. I'm good at sales, and I think I'm a pretty good husband. Yeah, this is my own estimation. I'm going to say that. I don't know. More or less complete. Hurry up, get it done. Anybody want to share? Anybody want to share their 5 items and read their? Anybody? Volunteer? Artyom? Come on, someone. Great, yeah, great. Just read it out loud. You'll be next. Go ahead, read it out loud.
So my main quality is connecting with people when solving math problems in a cuisine classes. In those classes, we discuss last sports events in French. And at the evening, everybody relaxing and before going to party for all night long.
What did you hear? What are his 5 points? Did you hear it? Don't tip it. Anybody hear it?
People party.
People party. I heard French, quick cooking, mathematics, party all night long. There's maybe I don't know if party all night long is the skill or is the environment, but okay, I heard it. So the guys, conveys his idea. You wanted to try? Go ahead.
Yeah. So our town.
I was born in a small town. Said one.
During my university time, I was the first student of philosophy faculty of Moscow State University who win mass national.
You're reading or you're reciting?
So
you're not reading. You're reciting. You're not looking at your paper. Can I read it? Can I read yours? All right.
But this is just.
Oh, it's not a sentence. You don't have sentences. You just wrote down words.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're making up stories you don't know. But it's important. His story and his story have a contrast. Can anybody tell what it is?
The connection.
He starts with the beginning, and he starts. Where does he start?
Just
Okay, right. So he is chronological, and he is. We would call this modular. Right? Yeah. What's more appealing to you? So, sorry, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is the normal way. This is what I hear every day. I was born in small village in Faro. I walked to Moscow on my knees. I've been struggling to go to the big university and got in the faculty of mathematics and was first in class with nuclear physics and also geometry and acting. Also worked at full time, same time. I've always dreaming to be Bill Gates since I was 2 years old playing chess with grandfather. Every year, hundreds of people. I believe since I was a child. Da, da, da. So this is a biographical, and this is anecdotal. Anecdotal in English doesn't mean joke, it means story. But an anecdote is a story. He's telling a story. He's telling a biography. Right? So the problem with the biography is, I'm not trying to put you down here, but I'm sure the problem with the biography is by the time you get to what you really want to say, you're 10 pages in. Right? You're writing, you and Tolstoy. What page? What page? Because he wants to appeal to a school, he wants to try to introduce himself to a school, and he's telling them all this information in chronological order, which forces him to go, and then I was in the high school, and then I was in here. You know, it's not, he doesn't even want to do it, he's forced to do it by the choice of chronology. And so he keeps going, keeps going, keeps going.
Knowing the trend. No.
It can be very entertaining. It can be very entertaining at times. I've read lots of chronological essays that were entertaining. Just they end before, you know, they have 500 words and they gotta do it. It doesn't work. All right. I want you to write, not just write the words, but write sentences, write whole sentences out, write it out. Challenge yourself. Now, take those same 5 points, do it again in 3 sentences. The whole thing, the same 5 ideas, compact them into 3 sentences. Try to write the sentences. Try it.
Yeah, but actually, I can describe this in one. Just
yes, I know, but you're not doing the exercises. You're writing things. This is not it's not a film class.
Yeah.
Buried the dog behind the car. Took my sister's head and put it in the closet, separate from her boots. Sprayed cement on the sandcastle so it would stay forever. Underground tunnel to China. I know you're thinking it's a pain in the ass. Yes, it is a pain in the ass. Oh, yes, it is. It is a pain in the butt. Better now than 5 minutes before that essay is due. All right. Yeah, very serious down here. All right, are we close? Does anybody else want to share their 3 sentences? Someone in the back there? You want to share? Almost there.
Okay, let's. I actually have, I would say, two
sentences?
No, 2 qualities, and I'll try it.
So he's made the sacrifice. He said, "Fuck, I'm not going to do 5 qualities. I'll just do 2. Only got 3 sentences. That's one solution."
So my good communication skills and creativity. One time I needed to approach a billionaire. So first I made a circle of people who know him very well, and I tried to think of ways how to approach them.
Are you reading or storytelling?
Actually, I have already
written it,
and I'm not telling you.
I see. So we see what we see is a trend here. We see a trend. Avoiding the assignment, avoiding doing the thing. Pretty common, guys. It's pretty common. It's going to be shit until you buckle down and do it. I take my word for it. Until you get down and do the work, if you're just repeating the stuff you've already done, it's going to take forever until you do the work. So, but he says, first what he does, he does the classic thing. He says, before I read my thing, I'm going to announce what my 2 points are, which is cheating, right? Because we're supposed to guess from what you write. But he's like, why not just say it up front? Okay, great. We get it. So he's talking about a scenario in which he achieves something. Not bad. That's possible. That could work. Anybody else?
Okay, yeah, got it.
Well, I think my unusual characteristics sometimes help me in communication with unfamiliar people. Sometimes I can be forgiven for practical jokes due to my specific sense of humor, and speaking about my hard skills, have a strong energy field which supplies my will to solve unsolvable first world problems.
Name his qualities. Anybody? Name his qualities.
Communication.
And
And
I got jokes. I got a
energy.
sense of humor,
Energy.
energy,
Solving problems.
solving problems.
Yeah, that's right. I get
4. He chopped one off. He chopped one off.
Charisma.
Charisma. Okay, so he's got all 5. Anybody else want to try? Want to try? Want to try? No. Okay. Sorry. All right. It's not about being wrong, by the way. He's not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But if you get down and try to do it now. One sentence. I want you to write all those 5 qualities, or as many as you can get, into one sentence. Boil it all down into one sentence. See if you can do it. If you've done the exercise, you should have this sort of upside down pyramid of this paragraph here. Same idea is a little smaller, same idea is a little smaller. As many cupcakes as would fit inside the suitcase. Anybody new want to try? You want to try? You want to share?
I'm inspired by
All right, good.
getting things done.
Oh, getting things done. GTD. All right. Let's hear it. What your one sentence that has as many qualities as possible? Read it. Oh, that's it? I'm inspired by getting things done. Oh, I'm inspired by getting things done too. All right, I'm inspired by getting things done. So, he's inspired and he's connected. He's both inspired and he's connected to something that informs us about how he thinks. There's a philosophy or a organization principle. Anybody, you want to try? You want to try? Oh, come on. You want to try? Okay, go ahead.
So traveling around the world and talking to people around, I'm developing my skills such as empathy, sense of humor, and flexibility.
Cool. Empathy, sense of humor, flexibility, and I travel a lot.
And
Talk. So she got a 5. Right? Not bad. You want to try again?
Okay, I have approached a billionaire due to my communication skills and creativity. That's it.
All right, great. Now, so what is the billionaire in this sentence?
The success.
He thinks it's success.
Attention.
Attention grabber,
Attention.
like a hook. Yeah. Why should we care about a billionaire?
Because not so many people can approach such important people.
Sound enough? Sound logical? All right. So now, yes, it keeps going. 6 words. I want you to write your profile, the 5 things that you're good at, or some condensed version of that, in just 6 words. I think you're almost where you was. I'm inspired about getting things done. Jesus Christ. Are you all about 5 qualities? Am I really about cooking? Sure. I would have to choose between cooking and being a husband. What would I choose? I would choose being a husband because that's more important to me. But I'm also a cook. I'm a pretty good cook. But I have to sacrifice it. If I had to only say one thing, because you're not going to get to tell everybody everything about you. This is why the chronological approach to essay writing doesn't work. It spends all your time, all your money, all your words, and you get nowhere. It's Tolstoy, it's not Stephen King. I like Chupa Chups more than money. What does that say about me? I like chupa chups more than money.
I don't care about money.
I don't care about money. I do care about chupa chups. But isn't chupa chups, what the hell, a product?
And you like sweet things.
I like sweet things. Maybe I'm crazy.
Desserts.
Maybe I'm more crazy about a product than earning money. I'm crazy about an idea more than a thing. But it's more like, just a big guy.
And this is the entrance sentence of your essay.
For example, this is called the Hemingway exercise, and it comes from a short story that Hemingway wrote that has 6 words. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. What's going on?
Sad story.
Sad? Why? There's just 6 words. How can these 6 words make you sad? Just 6 words. You're asking yourself, what happened? Did his baby? Did he have a baby and then lose a baby? Or is it funny because he sold the baby? Or what the hell is going on? This is called engagement. And it's like the story I told you in the beginning with a man with a baby under his arm. Because the only way it makes sense is if you fill in the detail, you the reader. Want to give us your 6-word story?
Well, my story or my comment regarding.
I would like to hear both. Start with your story.
So this story. The goal to improve valuable skills.
The goal to improve valuable skills
To perfection.
to perfection. 7 words. He breaks the rules. Classic Russian.
That's two, not like a word.
Okay. All right.
So maybe 4 actually.
Breaking rules has a definite function in this thing. Don't worry, guys. There's no cops there to chase you down. Anybody else want to try? You want to try? Come on, give us your 6-word story. Come on, try it. Give us your 6-word story.
Me?
Yes.
No. Well, I wrote that I learn fast and easy to communicate.
Say it again. I learn fast
and easy to
and
communicate.
easy to communicate. 7 words. So very matter of fact. I learn fast and easy to communicate. All right. So this funnel has brought us down to this thing, and it's taught us several things. Hopefully, it will teach us several things. Number 1, writing is rewriting. When you write, you're going to write again. Some people are pulling things out of their heads. I have my essay. I've already written my essay, so I'll just say that. I'll just write what I've already written. And it doesn't work because every time it's new. Every time you're asked to write an essay for a school, the question is new. And so you can't just cut and paste the old shit. Well, I didn't get into school last year, so I'll just use those essays for this year and see what happens. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You've got to come up with something new. And this is one of the main problems, is because you expect perfection of yourself. The very first time you put the pencil to the paper, it's like, oh, how come I'm not like Stephen King? Well, of course you're not. You're not, of course. Give it some time, man. Do it again. Try it again. Writing is rewriting and editing yourself. So if you're going to write an essay, give yourself time. Write once, put it down, write again, do it again, edit, show someone, rethink, take that point out. I'm not going to talk about the chupa chups because that's stupid. I'm going to talk about art. Art's more important than chupa chups, right? Okay, yeah. No, chupa chups is more important for the university because it's about commercial stuff. Okay, so art doesn't matter, it's about chupa chups. Well, can I combine the two? Yeah, this is writing. You're struggling how to put these ideas together. Which one works the best? Do I use the billionaire? Is that the catch? Is that going to work? Will they care about him? Does he need a name? Do we have to say this Baca? Do we have to say, this is Michael Jordan? Do we have to, maybe not. Maybe the name doesn't count. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe just the money matters. Does that say that you're all about money? I don't know. It depends on the concept because you're going to be able to write more than just about that. So this is important. Last year, Berkeley has, I think even this year, has an essay. One of its essays for the admissions is write a 6-word story about yourself. Actually, it's actually an actual essay question for one of the top 10 schools. And then you get something like Harvard, which got this big long that says, tell us whatever you want to tell us, you want to tell us as many words as possible. And everybody likes Harvard. Of course, everybody likes Harvard. But everybody also likes to write a lot of stuff. And they go, blah, 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 and a billionaire. And then paragraph 17 is, and I also saved my sister's turtle when I was 5. And this goes on and on and on. And it's stupid. And then you kill yourself with length. You kill yourself by just going on and on about shit that nobody cares about. Yes?
Is it still possible to be original for the person who will be reviewing your essays?
Of course. Of course it is. You are original. And this is one of the things we're going to talk about. How do I source that originality? Well, you got to give up since I was a child. You've got to give that up. You just got to give it up. Were you a brain surgeon at 7? Were you a brain surgeon child? Then you can write, since I was a child. It's legal. Go for it. Since I was a child, I've been a brain surgeon working at the Mayo Clinic. It's rough. I decided to quit my job and go work for McKinsey because that's a little easier. Okay, then you win, since I was a child. But since I was a child is not a trajectory of your career. It's a trajectory of your желание, of your wish, of your desire. No one gives a crap about your desire. These schools are like investment banks. They're not looking at what you desire. They're looking, can we give this guy an MBA and he'll make a bunch of money and he'll give it back to us when he's 50. These guys are vicious bastards. Let me tell you, they are cruel and they do not care. They want a return on investment. They will invest in you if you look like someone who's going to make it. They'll give you that Spravka, that MBA. They'll give it to you. So you go off, you make your $15,000 extra a year, you're 15% more, or whatever it is. You go join that big company there. And when you're the CFO, remember, you graduated from Harvard, all right? And you tell everybody, you graduated from Harvard. You got that right? You got the ring? Boom. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Your tuition does not pay for the school to operate. They run on an endowment model. You are meat. You are raw product for them to shape into something. They care about your potential to earn money. So they look good. They want it. It's for them. It's not for you. So if you give them your dream, since I was a child, I wanted to be a ballerina. No one gives a crap. Unless, of course, you became a ballerina. That would be exciting. Then you could say, since I was a child, I wanted to be a ballerina. I became a ballerina. Check it out. Now I want to become the CEO. I've already achieved my dream. See? I've already done it. I already had a wish, fulfilled my wish. Look at the pattern. I'm fulfilling my wishes. So if I go to your school, I will fulfill that other wish. You can count on it. You can invest in that. Oh, yeah. So when we talk about ourselves, our originality, we get to talk about more than just our profile. So we said, well, no one cares about my profile outside my work. I'm a work in an investment bank. I'm an analyst. I work in the back room. I'm pretty good at it. I'm actually really good at it. I make moves. I'm on the bowling team. And, okay. But that's very common. It's very common. Best essay I ever read. Best essay ever read. Starts out like this. I was 11 years old. I stole my grandfather's car and drove to Kiev. What happened? What did his parents say? What happened with this? This is my whole life. Taking risk. I don't have, my life is kind of boring. We all think our life's boring, and I call bullshit. I've been living here for a long time. You guys crazy think it's absolutely ordinary. Dig a little deeper. Use that stuff. Yeah, that time that you pretended to be an actress to get into the club. The time that you BS'd your way to get into that millionaire's office. He didn't even know that you were not his secretary. Because he's got so many secretaries, he just thought you're one of those guys. You walk in here, pitch, make your sale. Right on. Right on. It happened to every single one of you. Somehow, some way. He's like, Mom, you can't do that. It's illegal. I don't care. It's not me. You're going to college, not me. You get your entrepreneurial spirit from your mother. She's flying back and forth between here and Turkey, buying jeans, selling jeans. She eventually started a store in some god-awful place where you lived, some small town. And you're like, I could do that too. I'm going to go to NES. I'm going to go to Vision School Economica, and I'm going to be an entrepreneur. Whatever. It happened to you. I'm telling you, it did happen to you. And if you don't talk about it, you're lying. You're lying to yourself. So don't do it. A guy who almost died in an avalanche. He's skiing down the hill, Elbrus, skiing down the hill, avalanche, covered in snow, pitch dark, upside down, right side up. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. How deep am I in the snow? He doesn't know. It's dark. Is anything broken? I don't know. I don't feel anything. I'm going to die. I'm going to die right now. What have I done with my life? Oh, shit. My life sucks. I want to do something more. Okay, there he is. Hey, there he is. Get him out. Get him out. He survives. Changes his whole life. Near-death experience. All right. So what we're going to talk about is these kinds of things. We're going to spend some time now talking about the do's and the don'ts, the tips for how to write, to how to find these things that can make your essay amazing. All right. And if you have questions, please shoot them at me. We're gonna have a Q&A at the end, but sometimes you have a burning question you want to talk about right now, and that's okay. All right, so he's talking about boring profile. I work at McKinsey. Everybody works at McKinsey. We're all business analysts. How do I differentiate myself? Well, did you start the McKinsey Gay Guy Club? All right, did you? No, you didn't. You didn't come out yet. Okay, fine. No, that's not you. That's not you. Hey, I've had guys who came out. They got into school. It's America, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a person of different sexual orientation, you will win. Full stop. You will win. If you pretend it, if you fake it, you won't. It's not going to work. If you fake it, you can't just say, "Oh, I'm gay." Not going to work. Not going to work. No, that guy, his whole life, he's got to be in a closet. His whole life, he's got to hide. One moment where it really counts, it's worth $1 million. He goes to school. Think about it. It's not too bad, huh? That's a pretty good payoff. Yeah, it's maybe not fair, but it's a pretty good payoff. All right? So you have to find out what your Genesis moment is. What is a Genesis moment? Has anybody ever read the book of Genesis? Kniga Bitya? What's it called? Kniga Bitya? All right. Yeah. How does it start? It's got a great beginning. It says, in the beginning. It's got a great beginning. It says, don't worry about what happened before. Focus now. This is what's happening now. All right? That's you. You get to say that. You get to say that. Because when someone's reading your profile, it starts where you want it to start. He started with the party. He started with since I was a child. So we have to go through all the childhood stuff to get to the point where it's the meat. You got to get to the meat. So he's better have a really good childhood, or we're not going to care too much. He's got this. He starts with this thing. So it's part of the modular story. My story starts with putting out a fire when I was 10. I put out a fire with a shovel, and me and my dad put out a fire. Saved the state of Oregon $10 million. I got a letter from the governor. Oh, okay, it's a long time ago. I was 10. What does that say about me? Do-gooder. I'm a impulsive do-gooder. What it says is I haven't done shit since I was 10 years old. I did my thing when I was 10, and nothing else happened since then. A little risky. Maybe not. Maybe I'll say something else. What is your Genesis moment? When you realized that you were blind to love. Or when you realized that you look better with this beard. When you realized you could grow one, and all of a sudden, chicks, magnet. You got into acting class, you got into the company, everything happened. You grew a beard, your life changed. What changed? Appearances matter. Wear nice, look nice, look sharp. Things happen for you. I don't know. What was your Genesis moment? What's your Genesis moment?
Mine.
Oh, maybe yours? I know. She's kind of going, I don't want to talk. You got 2 grants from?
The Department of State.
Department of State. 2 at the same time?
Not at the same time, but like in span 2 years.
So double barrel. Got 2 grants. I walked. Other people, the other 1,500 people got nothing. I got 2 grants. I got both of them. What do you got? Yeah, I got 2 grants. No, maybe that's your Genesis moment. Maybe your Genesis moment when you realized you weren't a mechanic. You're going to go into banking. Or whatever it was, I don't know. You get to define this yourself. And guess what? You can never be wrong. It's your story. You can never, ever be wrong. It's impossible. The only thing you can do is lie. And lying sucks. Because it's not sustainable. You can't maintain it. Well, maybe something's really good at it, but I don't know. I'm a shitty liar, so I can't maintain it. So don't lie. Find your Genesis moment. What is it? Is it, I realized when I was working at McKinsey that I wanted to own a business, not just go in there and fix stuff and have things fall apart later. I got really good at fixing businesses, you know? I got really good at it. And then these guys go ahead and they screw it up. And I got tired of these people screwing up my good work. So I got out of making things. I started my own company so I could unscrew it. I got tired of it. I got mad. So I did it. Or whatever else, you know? Whatever else it was. I discovered I had, magical powers of some kind. So someone's recommendation, your recommender says, he's really analytical. She is really analytical. She's the most analytical person. She is so analytical. Boring. We're all analytical. Of course you are. Duh. Who cares? But you say, I'm analytical because I have a photographic memory. I remember every name, every number, every place I've ever been. It is a curse. It is a curse. But I bear this curse. And I will use it for improving humanity. Do you really have a photographic memory? It would be good if you did. If you didn't, it would be a lie. It would suck. It would suck. But everybody has something. Everybody has something. I had a character. She was a McKinsey girl. She was trying to found a company with her brother. I'll do the business side and he'll do the science side. He's a technologist with lasers. We're gonna have a laser company. It's gonna be a laser company. It's full of lasers. And I'm at McKinsey. I'm an analyst at McKinsey. It's gonna be great. And then like a rabbit. Boring. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. She's promising something. She doesn't have anything. She's promising. She's saying, in the future, I will do this. I don't have anything now. That's what the schools see. I have nothing. In the future, I'll do this. If you give me this, I'll do that. I'll start a club. I'll grow a mustache. No, it's there. I found out she was a dance instructor. She had hid it from me for more than 5 weeks. She didn't bother to tell me. She was a hip-hop dancer. She was embarrassed because of hip-hop. She thought hip-hop is kind of geeky, maybe not so cool. She was a hip-hop dance instructor in some faraway village. And she instructed kids, and they gave performances. They won prizes. This is the core of her organizational ability. She changed her whole profile. Everything she was writing, she focused on dancing. And I dance, and she's talking about choreography. And you got to be aware of the lights. You got to be aware of the rhythm. You got to have a pattern. You got to practice. And she's using all this vocabulary from dancing that talks about her personality, perseverance, creativity, organizational skills. Practice, practice, practice. Wearing the right clothes at the right time. Knowing when to go on the stage, knowing when to go off the stage, knowing when to talk, knowing when to shut up. All this stuff worked in your favor. She got a letter from the dean of Stanford saying, you've danced your way into our hearts. Welcome to Stanford. Hey, great. Better than laser bullshit business. Really, right? So you've got a story somewhere in there. Find it. Find it. It's problematic for you because you've never needed it before. You go to your employer now and say, this is my story. Say, I don't care your story. Who do you know? Which is fine. Where did you go to school? You go to Visual School Economics? Great. You go to a humanities and then you go to school of Bear Grease and MBA? Sorry, I'm not interested. They don't care about that. So find your Genesis moment. Use it if it's necessary. I'm stronger than everybody. This is the typical error. I'm stronger than everybody. I got the highest score in my class. I graduated at the top of my class. I have a red diploma. I was the first person on the moon, whatever. There's always someone who's stronger than you. Always. There's always someone who's better, has got a better GMAT. There's always someone who did better than something. If you're trying to claim some kind of statistical advantage in mathematics or some academic subject or abstract subject, you can be guaranteed that there's someone else who has a better score somewhere. We're looking for the story, not for the number. The number supports the story. The number itself is not the story. Because you're more than a number. So when you use that kind of information to support yourself, I did a $15 million deal when I was, in the company. Well, somebody else did. I had a guy. He was the head of a small leasing company for airplanes. He had leased more than $5 billion worth of aircraft. He was 28 years old. $5 billion worth of aircraft. He didn't get in. He didn't get in to Harvard. So what? Who cares? Where's the story? He got into Wharton. So don't just focus on the raw material of your achievements. Tell us the story about why would you be in a position to do this $5 billion deal? How is your personality something that drives you to be in that place, to do that at all? Why? Why do you want it? Why you go to California, you start a hookah company? Why are we going to give a shit about that? Because Russian guys know all about hookahs, right? They know all about kalyan. So I'm going to tell you, all of a sudden I'm an expert. To go teach these stupid Californians what a real hookah is. Come on, no, he's got a story. He's got a story there. He doesn't say we did 17. We opened 3 stores, focused on the 3 stores. No one cares about the 3 stores. We're more interested in his expertise, and the 3 stores becomes the proof, the supporting proof. All right. So don't try to differentiate yourself with stronger numbers. Tell us a story that leads up to the numbers. Broad lack of focus. So let's go back to our chronological approach. Since I was a child, I wanted to be Steve Jobs, and I worked very hard as a child to learn chess and mathematics so I could crawl all the way to Moscow, get into the best university, and 5 pages later, and then I got a job, and then 5 pages later, and then I was a success. How do we cut that short? How do we cut that short? We use a Genesis moment. And we use focus. We use something called point up front. This is a technique, guys. You want to write this down. Point up front. What is the main difference between an essay and a story? Anybody?
Essay, you state the purpose of your essay in the beginning.
Look at the big brains on Brad. Yeah. Point up front. Give us your stuff right now. What's the question? What is your biggest strength? Don't say, since I was a child, I always believed in myself and I wanted to. Don't give us that. What is your greatest strength? I can lift 100 kilos with my nose. Answer the question right now. Don't dilly-dally. Don't wait until the last paragraph. Don't be Tolstoy. Don't wait 10 years. Answer it now. What's your most famous? What's your failure? Tell us about a failure. Well, I was working in the company. I was doing really well, actually, and I was also really doing really well. Did I mention I was doing really well? And then I had a small mistake. I burped in a meeting, and people thought it was rude. That was my mistake. No, it doesn't work. I threw up on the CEO. Right? Accidentally. I pulled the Yeltsin. I pulled the George Bush. Did you know that in Japanese that is now a word? Bushuru means to throw up on someone. Bushuru. Because if you're going to throw up on someone, you pull a George Bush. All right. Okay. So answer the question. What was your greatest failure? Say it right now. Tell us what it is. You'll have time to support yourself later on. Point up front demands that you answer the question right away. Remember the story? The man jumped out of the burning car. It all happened right, and then you explain what happened later. Give us the image first. So, number 1, point up front. Answer the question. Number 2, deliver USP, unique selling point. It's a time where you can add some of that valuable stuff about yourself. So you threw up on the guy, but you continued with your lecture. You didn't stop. Because I am a man who follows through on my ideals. I don't give up. I get them right? Sorry about that. And I continue with my presentation. Perseverance, bravery, not paying attention to consequences, high risk. Wow, this guy is a character. Wow, that's interesting. All right. And the third one is to engage the reader. To engage the reader. So these are the three things, the 3 points of thesis. Answer the question, deliver USP, and engage the reader. They can come in any order. You can come in any order. And sometimes they're combined. How do you engage the reader? You engage the reader with an amazing fact, a billionaire. A billionaire could be an amazing fact. You know, I sold a billionaire something. You know, by 2030, more than 35% of Russian women will have switched from red hair to blonde hair. That's an amazing fact. I don't know if it's true or not. Imagine reading that. It's like, oh, there's an opportunity there. There's an opportunity for the hair companies there. They can sell that hair stuff. I should invest in the hair stuff. That's my father. When my father came to Russia, the first thesis, I have to invest in red hair dye. In red hair dye. He saw this woman with red hair. He said, does anybody here really have red hair? Well, some of them. Most of them don't. They dye their hair red. Oh, that's amazing. So an amazing fact, an image, the story about the guy in the car with the baby, that's an image, or a narrative. He's talking about he goes to the party, he's really great, and after the thing, he tells us about this entertainment thing where he does all this stuff, and he walks in and he goes, wow, like a magician, that's me. So, thesis, 3 components. The beginning of your essay, the very beginning of your essay, answer the question, deliver USP, and engage the reader with an amazing story, a fact, or an image. Or all 3. Yes?
USP?
Unique selling point. USP is the thing about you, your beard, or your mathematical skill, your amazing memory. Whatever it is that you know, if you throw up on a guy, you were persistent and you didn't let it stop you. You're brave. You're a risk taker. Your analytical skills are so awesome that you're working for 2 banks and neither one of them know that you're working at the other. You're playing off both sides. So, is your real skill mathematics or is your real skill diplomacy? Ooh, both together. Wow. All right? So your USP is the things you're going to sell. It's going to sell you to the school. I'm a good investment. Look what I can do. If I go to your school, I will spread my coolness over all your people. I will network with them. They will learn how to work at 2 banks when neither bank knows it. They will learn how to have a beard. They will learn how to do whatever I can do. I will teach them. I will be great. I will be a great person at your school. People will love to talk to me. I will be a star. Or something like that. You don't have to be that arrogant about it. You can be a modest person that has great qualities. We would like to invite you to our party because it's important to have a person with your personality, a quiet person who's brainy, a quiet person who's an artist. By the way, I'm a cartoonist also. Great. Right. We talked about chronology. The main problem with chronology is long, and long. This is an essay. An essay for business school is a slice of life. It's a piece of your life. It's a small thing. You're not going to be able to talk about your entire life. That guy that was talking about stealing the car, that's what he talked about. He didn't talk about his job. He didn't talk about his mother. He didn't talk about his desire to make a film or his analytical skills or his chess skills. He talked about that one risk he took because that was the most important thing that he thought would set him up. That was the most important thing that would show who he was. So he's doing the modular approach. Right? You get to write a book when you're the CEO and then you're giving advice as a business guru. Then you get to talk about everything. But when you go to the school, you only have this thing. Some of these essays are only 250 words long. 500 words is teeny tiny postage stamp. If you're writing, you've got to make a choice. Small is beautiful. That small one thing can separate you from the crowd. If you're talking about your Genesis moment, that might be the thing that distinguishes you from all the candidates. Right. I'm thinking about the crazy guy. What's that crazy guy? The crazy woman who worked for MHS. She was 19 years old, and she was like a desantnik. She's coming down from the helicopter, search and rescue on the mountain in the Far East. 19-year-old girl. She was trying to talk about McKinsey, as usual. They're all trying to talk about McKinsey. I work at McKinsey. But she rescued a guy who had broken his leg on a mountain. Can you see it? She's coming down and all right, shut the fuck up. Keep your mouth shut. Be still. Here, have some water. And this helicopter takes her away. Holy shit, she's 19 years old. Whew. Took her breath away. It's amazing. That's the kind of stuff that's going to get you into school. It's not your mathematical skills. If you've got that, then you add your math skills to it. It's like, and I'm also a math person. It's great. It's amazing. Everybody wants to meet that person. Everybody wants to know that person. You could be that person. And it's a short thing. She's not talking about everything else. She's not talking about her dog and her dream to be Bill Gates or whatever. She's just talking about one thing. So writing long. We all write long because we write in English as a foreign language. We write long. It's not possible for you to write really short things. Not right away. This is why you have to write, edit, write, edit, write, edit. I don't need this word. I don't need this idea. Get rid of this idea. Just one idea, write, edit. So when you write your essay for your business school, start way in advance. Start now for next year. Way in advance. Have a bunch of stories, write them all. And then, I'm going to take this one because the donut one is the best one. The donut one is the best story. Write, edit. Use something called shelving. I write my essay. It's 500 words. I'm satisfied. It's good. It answers the question. This is great. Put it in the box. And I go tell my friend, I wrote this essay. I'm very proud of it. It's great. Yeah, it's going to be cool. All right, I'm going to get it to school. All right. Go back the next day. I look at my essay. What's this shit? Did I really write this? This is crap. This is not what's in my head. Edit, 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 edit. Because what's in your head is the valuable thing. What you wrote is the mistake. You edit it. So put this thing away, walk away, go have a drink, go jogging or do yoga or whatever you do. Come back and edit your work. This is why you need time to write. This is why writing 5 minutes before the deadline is not good. This is why you need long time. Because writing takes time. It's just a labor-intensive thing. It just takes time. So give it the time. Revisions. I want to talk about something called apophatic thinking. It's a big, fancy philosophical word which just means being negative. I didn't go to jail, and that's why I became an investment analyst. I read this shit every year. What? Why don't you just say I became an investment analyst? It's because I didn't go to jail first. But how do you prove that? Well, you don't need a negative reason to do something. I had a shitty childhood, therefore I want to become a good person. You don't need to start with the shit, the negative. There's two reasons. In Russia, this is how conversation goes, by the way. It's quite ordinary. And nobody sees it as negative, it's just how it is. It's not particularly negative. It's like, yeah, shit, he got drunk and went to school. Bad choice, but he's okay. It's not that big of a deal. When you write negative, you play into the bias. The Americans got you all figured out. Well, I think they do. You're all thinking about Putin. You all love Putin. Or if you're not, you all want to move to America, right? Because you want to escape, right? We're going to help you. The school, Harvard is going to help you get out of that terrible place you're in. Because we know how horrible your life is in Russia, with no TV, no peanut butter, no Starbucks. They got you all figured out. They think they know you. They don't. They don't know shit about Russia. Good. Good. You can play that. You can play that like a rock song. But just don't give them the ammo. Don't give them ammo. Well, I went to jail, but I wasn't guilty, and then I became a consultant. No, we don't care about that. Give us the positive reason you did something. I solved a problem for my dad when I was 12. My dad, a good man, works for a television station, asked me, son, what should we do? We have this program or this program? What do you think? I think that one's dumb because it's about chess. I want the one about basketball. Thanks, son. The basketball show goes on air. It's a huge success. Multiple seasons. Dad's super proud. It's Ivan's idea. And so Ivan's got this idea that he has the ability to decide. He's got some crazy idea in his head that he can make good choices. So he goes to school, he studies, he's inspired, and he becomes a consultant. And actually, he's a pretty damn good consultant. And he's choosing this kind of stuff. And eventually he goes into television and he says, don't do that, do this. People say, oh yeah, he's the guy who chose that show. Yeah? It's all positive. It all comes from positive stuff, not negative stuff. Start from the positive, don't start from the negative. Overused words. Since I was a child, I truly believe in impact. What's your goal in life? If some of you have this goal of I want to have impact, get it out of your head. You know what? Hitler had impact. Okay? He changed everybody's lives. Hitler was perhaps the most significant impact in European history. So if you want to have impact, don't just put, I want to have positive impact. Not like Hitler, like ice cream. Get rid of impact. It's vague, it's stupid, it's dumb. It's a dumb, vague idea. What do you really want to do? Tell us that. How do you want to have impact? I want to help women get better jobs. I want to help people who are uneducated in the regions who can't go to MBA Workshop. I want to build an underground railroad between here and Japan. I want to cure cancer. Whatever you want to do, just say it. Don't say, I want to have impact. Like I'm the only one that wants it. And nobody else wants to have impact, just me. Everybody else wants to sit around, drink coffee. Sucking up to a school. I want to go to Harvard because it's the greatest school there ever was, and I will kiss the butt of every single person in your administration. I will make it clean if you let me go to your school. Don't do this. Don't tell the school how wonderful they are. They don't care. They know. So you say, I don't want to go to school because Harvard has that great program for case studies. And that's really important to me because I also have a case study. So you and I will learn. Don't try to impress them with your knowledge of the school. Impress them with you because you're impressive. What can you add? For example, maybe you did do the case study thing. Great. Did you start a case study club? Thank you. Thank you very much. Did you start 2 of them? Thank you very much. 3? How many people? 1,000 people? 5,000 people? Did you win the Dannon case study thing in France? Thank you very much. Talk about that. Don't say, I love your case studies. I want to go to your school because you're the only school that has case studies. It's not true. Bullshit. Know your school so you don't praise them like some idol. You have to bow before your idol. I want to go to this school. No. It's stupid. You don't need it. Don't cite rankings. Don't say, I know a guy who went to your school. I met Randy Fitzgerald for 5 minutes in Starbucks yesterday. And he told me this very important thing about your school that I'm going to write in my essay to prove to you that I'm serious. Don't do it. It's stupid. If you know Randy and you've known him for your whole life, fine. If you met him for 5 minutes in Starbucks, don't mention it. It's stupid. All right. Avoid vague goals. Sometimes schools don't even ask you about your goals, right? Sometimes, in fact, more and more they don't. You know why they don't? Does anybody know why they don't ask you about your goals? Anybody? Come on, give it a guess. Give it a stab.
Because they're not usually what you go after that.
That's right, because they're totally irrelevant. I want to be the CFO of a major corporation. Who cares, Because something's gonna happen to you when you're at school. You're gonna get an idea. You're gonna meet that guy. Holy shit, we're gonna start this Java Juice thing. All of a sudden, we're the Java Juice kings in Russia. Oh, it happened. I don't know. I never thought about Java Juice. Fuck Java Juice. Now Java Juice is my job, my life. Okay, great. So what are goals then? Why would they be useful? Goals are useful for showing your trajectory. Remember how I said your dreams are not that important because you haven't achieved your dreams? So if you tell a school, I want to be an astronaut, right? And you're not an astronaut, it's going to look like you didn't achieve your dreams. You're going to look like a low quality candidate. But if you say that I want to do something, for example, I want to start a company. This is a common enough dream. I want to start a company that does X. And look at my profile. I've already started 3 companies. They weren't that great. First one was in high school. Second one was in university. And the one I have now, while I'm at work, secretly doing it on the side. I'm a committed entrepreneur. I'm into this. I want to do this. I keep failing, but that doesn't stop me. I'm into it. I'm going to do it to the end. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'm going to do it. You know what? The next time it's going to work. I want to go to your school, get some skills. Bam! I'm going to meet an American guy or an Indian guy. We're going to network. We're going to take over the Jamba Juice business or whatever. And the school's going to say, he's got a track record of starting companies. He obviously doesn't care about failure. He's obviously banging his head on it. This guy's into it. This guy's enthusiastic. That might work. The person who works in a private equity firm who wants to work in a better private equity firm. Well, okay, yeah. That sounds good. I work at Bering store. It's great, but it's limited. Doesn't have that much funds. It's in Russia only. Of course, everything's restricted. I want to go work on Wall Street. I want to be in this, or this one. Hey, it looks like a reasonable trajectory. That's all right. That's all right. It's a reasonable trajectory. There was a guy who was a consultant who worked in a hospital, and he helped do optimization for hospitals. And he wanted to go and be a healthcare consultant. Did he really? No. But it worked for his trajectory. And it was in his line. Because his parents were doctors. He wasn't a doctor. His parents were doctors. He worked in healthcare. He did this big project for the hospitals. And he explained that this excited me. It was wonderful. And he used that to talk about his profile. That project was very important to him. It lasted more than a year. And he had some results. And now he says, I want to go into that. And so I want to learn leadership. It's going to work. It's going to work. The 3 types of goals you can have, right? Position, a role, or an outcome, right? Position. You want to be the CFO? Okay. CEO? Okay. Whatever. It's position. I want to have this title. Right now I'm a junior, and I want to be a senior. I want to move up. Role. I am this kind of person. I am a turnaround artist. I'm really good at helping companies that are screwed up get their shit together and go forward. I'm good at it. I want to do it. I don't want to be a consultant. I want to be a serial. I want to go work for a company. I want to get shares, dividends as part of my salary. Become a big guy. Move to the next one. Save this company. Save this company. Save this company. As I go around with my team fixing stuff. That's what I want to do. Ooh, that's what I want to do. I'll have a role or outcome. I want by 2040. I want Russia to have 10 top schools worldwide. My goal. I'm an educationist. I want to have 10 leading schools. People from other countries will be going to Russia to go to school because they've got the 10 top schools. None of this Spravka shit where you only go to 3 schools that are any good, and if you went to the other one, you didn't go to school, you didn't get an education. No, we're going to smash the Spravka system, and we're going to change everything. Fless, I don't know if it's Fless. So these are legitimate ways of positioning your profile, right? Great. Don't use promises, use trajectory. Don't say, I will do this. If you let me in your school, I will join this club. If you let me in your school, I will become a leader. I'm not right now, but I will become one. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Don't promise. Unless, of course, you already have a habit of doing your promise, doing what you say. And do that, right? Don't promise. Use your trajectory. I've already talked about the admissions as an investment company. Great. Alumni. I know an alumni. He's going to help me. Or having an alumni look at your work. Everybody's tempting. I know a guy who went to Harvard. I said, I'll give my essays to him and see what he says. He's going to say, your essays suck. You're no good. I'm a Harvard guy. Your essays aren't like one. You suck. It's pretty much guaranteed that anybody who's gone to school once is going to feel like they're an expert. And when they look at your stuff, they're probably going to give you like, if you improve your essay to look more like mine, you could do well. So they may have some valuable information because they went to the school, right? You could network with these people. They could know stuff, but take it with a grain of salt. They might say, you got to be more like me. Well, no, you don't. Just say thank you very much. It's good advice. Thank you very much. Don't listen to not everything they say is made of gold. All right. So there's all this advice about stuff. Now, I want to go on to another exercise, but I want to take questions first. If you have any questions, because
What was the third type of goal?
the 3rd type of goals. Anybody remember? California? That's the place. Outcome, right? So you want position, a role, or an outcome. By the way, these are all interchangeable. You can have them all. You can have one. You can have any combination. I had a client who had founded a genetic mapping company in California, and he wanted to create a genetic map procedure for like in vitro that would cost $10. He was on his way. He had already founded 2 genetic startups that were ready to, on the market, that were doing genetic testing. We find out about all your diseases, the potential diseases, all the diseases your ancestors had. We know all about you. Reducing it, it's like $500 now. He's going down, 500, 400, $400, $400. Anybody got $300? Anybody got $300? $100, $100, $100. Even at $10. $10. When it's $10, then everything changes. If you can go to in vitro and have a $10 test of your genetic engineering in 10 minutes, insurance, medical stuff, everything changes. He had a trajectory that said, I'm doing this. He got in. Pretty amazing. All right. Anything else? Any other questions before we start our exercise? No, I have a question, but I'm not going to ask it. I'm too shy. Right. I see some people came in here while we were talking. Does anybody else need a booklet to write? We're going to do a little writing thing. All right? Here's some. Then I'm going to wind this down here. And I'm going to want you to write. I don't want you to repeat from memory an essay you already wrote. Write something. Try it. You'll be awesome. You'll be awesome. I'm going to write down 3 questions that are sort of MBA-like questions. I want you to choose one of them and write a thesis. Remember we talked about point up front, about thesis? I want you to write a thesis for a potential essay with these questions. All right? Unfortunately, I don't have a very good pen. It's not very dark. I'll try to write as clear as possible here.
Let's use this one.
Yeah, very good, very good. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. So 3 questions. Choose one. Number 1, describe a time you failed. What happened? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What would your colleagues say is your greatest strength? Choose one of these. And I want you to write between 50 and 100 words right now. Right now, in thesis. We're using a thesis. Remember, what is thesis? Answer the question, deliver USP, engage the reader with an amazing fact, a narrative, or an image. Just write. Write down. You'll be glad you did. I'm going to give you a few minutes. I want everybody to finish, and then we're going to, if someone volunteers, I want to read some of these things. Right? Go. Don't overthink. box of hamsters in the boss's office when he wasn't there. Shaved all my hair up to be in solidarity with the people that is around. This is a goal essay. This is clearly a goal essay. This looks like a difficult question to answer because it's about failure, but it's really about success because how did you overcome your failure? What would your colleagues say? Put some words in their mouth. Let's hope they say good things. Let's hope your colleagues don't say that you're a jerk. My colleagues think I'm a jerk, but they love me. The lovable jerk. Don't be afraid. You can't lose. Don't overthink it, just write it. Just go. I love the color green. Start with that. Victor is busy writing down these questions. All of my notes here will be available to you. Victor, in this section, if you want to stream.
I'm doing that for the streaming part.
Okay, great. You'll be able to access all my notes and just give them to you. $1 million guy. Get it. You done? Can I have your, can I see?
I just don't have the good preparation.
So which one is, which, are the answers to all three of them?
Yeah.
You answered all three of them.
Yeah, also. Just, sure.
Look at the big brain. Thesis doesn't need to be long. Doesn't need to be long. What kind of tournament is this?
Sure.
Tournament.
Tournament in martial arts.
Oh, so I see it now. I see it now. When we're ready, may I read these?
Sure.
Is everybody more or less coming to a conclusion here? We can wait. We can have more time. Want to move along? We need more time. It's okay.
Still difficulties with
You only have to answer one of them. You don't have to answer all three.
putting all the unique selling points without just enumerating them.
That's
Needs
shitty.
practice.
Practice. That's right. So it comes out naturally.
Hmm?
You need to practice so it comes out naturally.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like a 1, 2, 3. But in the thesis, you could use that maybe. We'll talk about that. That's an interesting situation. That's actually very common. You done, Artyom? Come on.
Yes, the both.
You can keep writing. Would you mind if I started reading some of these?
Please.
Is it okay? We have here one here. This gentleman has answered all 3 questions. It's very, very eager. I lost my first martial arts tournament to a guy who was much weaker than I was. The next day, I returned to the gym, and in a year, I defeated him. I'm paraphrasing because some words I don't understand.
Actually, I defeated the strongest guy.
Okay, did you hear it? I lost my first martial arts tournament to a guy who was much weaker than I. The next day, I returned to the gym, and in a year, I defeated the strongest guy. It needs clothing. It needs jackets and shoes, but it's all there. The body's all there. What about a date? When I was 14?
Right.
Too old? Is that too long ago? Bring it up to the future. When I was a senior in university, I began martial arts and I lost my first tournament to a guy who was much weaker than I, much smaller than I. Determined? I went to the gym and worked out every day and maintained my schedule at school. And within a year, I was a master of Sambo and beat the guy. Right? That's the dressed up version. But he's got the basic version right here, the storyline. He's got it right here. It's very simple. You see how simple this is? Listen to it again. I lost my first martial arts tournament to a guy who was much weaker than I was. The next day, I returned to the gym, and after a year, I defeated the strongest guy. You see how simple that is? Put some flowers, some clothing, some scenery around that. It becomes a story about how you are courageous. Maybe you have asthma, and that you started doing, I don't know, asthma, and I started doing martial arts because my doctor recommended I needed cardio, and I got my butt kicked by some weak guy, and it pissed me off. I didn't want to be weak anymore. I went to the gym every day, like a religion. got my strength, I beat the strongest. Within a year, I was the top guy. Throwing people down with my small. Am I over dramatizing the story? Probably. But you're responsible for the volume knob on your story. If you keep it really simple because you're humble and you want to be simple and you don't want to exaggerate, I was really shitty something and then I got a little bit better and I feel better. Nobody's going to care about that. We want the drama. We want to see someone who wins, right? He writes here about where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is more interesting. I made a solid basis in a couple of projects to create a technology that would change the world. Why is this essay going to fail?
Positive impact.
It's positive. Good. Okay.
So much detail.
There's no detail. We don't know what technology he's talking about. He's going to harness the power of crickets. He's going to harness the power of Brownian motion. I don't know. Tell us what it is. This is a Silicon Valley secret. I'll tell you I was born in Silicon Valley. I'll tell you a Silicon Valley secret. No one gives a shit about your idea. Don't worry. You don't have to hide your great idea. Just tell everybody, because no one gives a shit. No one cares about your idea, right? You know what they care about? Execution. Did you do it? Well, then fine. Because 1 million guys have created a technology that's going to change the world. And it's sitting in a basement somewhere in Sausalito. It doesn't happen. I have a client who worked for Deutsche Bank. He was an investment banker. And he discovered these guys at the Russian Academy of Sciences. These guys, they were two old men. They were in their 50s. They had discovered a way to accelerate the incubation of cell division using magnetism, an inorganic way to accelerate the production of cells without using hormones or anything. They had a white paper and everything. They had sat on this thing for 40 years because they were afraid that someone was going to steal their idea. And so they did nothing. This guy said, hey, fuck, let's go to Cyprus, set up. He got the Stanford Silicon Valley Initiative. They've got a factory in Cyprus right now. Making insulin faster, cheaper, without chemicals. Boom. Simple as that. Tell us your idea. Execute. So what is your, you've had a couple of projects in technology, crickets, animal biology, creating robotic dogs that dance, whatever, that serve drinks, whatever, it doesn't matter. You got it? Tell us about it. Are you excited about your idea?
Yes.
We can be excited too. Tell us what it is. Give us that detail. That one detail can turn this whole thing from a flop into a supercharged rocket. Great, super duper. So what would my colleagues say is my greatest strength? When they are stuck, they call me to think of a new non-standard way. Again, skinny, very simple. So he is the guy they call. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. Who are you going to call? That guy. You call that guy. Your problem sucks. Do this. Always. His colleagues from another company still call him. He's 3 companies ago. Those guys 5 years ago. They're still calling him. Why? He's got non-standard solutions to their problems. That's his strength. Right? Dress it up. Looks good. Right? Dress it up. Looks good. That kind of stuff is going to work. All right. So we have another one of the time you failed. All right. I lost a local district tournament in karate. In karate, when I was 20. I had my fingertips on my right, my toes on my right foot broken off from a low, poorly placed kick. The third time snapping something in my ankle. So, drama. I'm not quite sure I'm getting all this right, but it sounds good. I won that time with a broken foot. I would have claimed the black belt title because of the level of my opponent. So his opponent was higher. So he broke his foot, he broke his toes, he still won. Winner! You guys ever remember that picture of that woman who's running the marathon, and she's running, and she's getting sick, and she's coming out of the legs, and she's running, and it's like everybody, the whole crowd, go. And she made it, she came in third. She got a bronze. It was like a picture of human endurance, a picture of human will. Her body was not working anymore. And she said, I gotta die. I broke my leg, I still won. Defeat is not an option. Defeat is not an option. Win at all costs. Break your foot, so fucking what? Grow a new foot. It's replaceable. Victory is immortal. Nice. All right. Anybody else want to share? Want to share? No? You want to share? No, come on. With Kalyan? Is California guys doing cocaine? No? All right. So now you have something. You've forced yourself through this little rabbit hole, and you've got this little wad of words. It's all wadded up there. But guess what? Yeah, it's like the first 10 push-ups. You say, well, I've got to do 10 push-ups every day. I mean, the first 10 push-ups are nothing. No, they're the first 10 push-ups. And there'll be another 10, and another 10, and every day, and do it. Practice. Write every day. Write a thesis every day. Write a thesis. Give yourself a limit. 7 sentences, no more than 7 sentences. I will answer a thesis to my favorite MBA application every day, one a day, every day. I will answer the question. I will give my USP, and I will share some kind of engagement every day. I won't lie. I will tell stories that are not true because I can't think. I'm too tired after work, so I have to lie. Okay, fine. Lie. I won the shooting match, and I was victor. I finished World War II. Yeah, okay. No. But you know what I'm saying? Exercise, ladies and gentlemen. Exercise your fantasy. You know, get there. Because when you fantasize, sometimes that says something about what you really want. Have you ever wanted to be the hero?
Like Spider-Man.
Oh, okay, yes, Spider-Man. I wanted to be the really strong guy who beat up the guys. I wanted to be the really strong guy who beat up the guys who were beating up that guy. To stop the crime. Because I feel like a victim sometimes. And I realize I hate feeling like a victim. So I don't really want to be strong. I want to stop being a victim. That's so that's my thing. That's my thing. I'm not a victim. Oh, up to the truth. I have weaknesses. I'm going to fix my weaknesses. That's what I'm going to do. I face my problems. So writing will help you discover. Taking your thoughts out of your head and putting them on paper will help you discover what it is that you have. Your Genesis moment, your USP. You probably don't have a whole lot of USP. Maybe 4 or 5 things, you know. But each of those things can grow into this tree of stuff. So I am a really good analyst. Everybody says, I'm a really good analyst. How can I make that? How can I differentiate my analytical skills from other people? I'm blind. I can't see. I have really thick glasses. I'm a really good analyst, and everything I know is from listening. I have superhuman listening skills. I can listen to someone talk bullshit for half an hour, and I can figure out what he's really saying. I'm smart. I'm a great analyst. Or I'm really friendly. I bring cupcakes everywhere I go. Hey, you want a cupcake? Hey, cupcake. Let me do it. Show me fun. Cupcake. You're really good at bribing people and getting your way into the company. Finding out a person. Hi, nice to meet you. Tell me a secret. We'll fire the boss. That kind of stuff. Are you good at that? Are you diplomatic? Are you the kind of person who doesn't feel any pain? So you're stupid, and I hate you, and you're dumb. And so, okay, are you done, sir? Okay, so we're on. We're gonna have a deal. Okay, thank you very much. Because you're made of steel, and someone throws insults at you, and you don't care. Because always happy, right? What's your superpower? Schools want it. They want to sell you to the rest of their school. They want guys from India and China and to Spain to come to their school, to Harvard, to Stanford, to wherever it is, say, you meet these Russian guys, they're badass. We got Russian guys, they're super badass. You want to meet these guys. You want to network with these guys, man. They're awesome, right? All right. Any questions? Come on, hit me. You're tired? You want pizza? Fine. I want at least 3 questions before you have pizza.
Why didn't you consider the career of screenwriter?
I am a screenwriter. What do you mean? I am a screenwriter. This is my career. Yes, I did consider it and do it. I write commercials. I write advertisements. Yes. No.
What's your most successful commercial?
My most successful commercial? My most successful commercial.
Could you tell us a story about that?
I'm trying to tell my most successful commercial. It was for a toy company. I used to be a toy maker when I was 22. I was a toy maker in the Pacific Northwest, and I made handmade toys for a company called Elves and Angels. We sold our products to schools, and they would have a room full of children, and the children would have these little kitchens and little stuff like this. And so we went to a Christmas fair, and we were bombing. We're at the Christmas fair, and our products were too expensive. Most people just want, they want a candle, they want some decoration, they want something that costs less than $5. And we're sitting there, and our products, this is $200 for a handmade kitchen set for your kids, it's expensive. And so I'm just saying, our stoves are for the elves and for your children. So I started singing. So we sold a couple. That was my most successful thing. We bombed at this place. We totally bombed. But I was able to engage clients who came back later and purchase these things for the school district of Seattle. Ooh. I think that's my most successful, but I don't know.
MIT doesn't have essays.
Yes,
MIT has not essays.
Oh!
One video statement for 1 minute.
Yes, MIT does have an essay. They do have an essay.
Cover lettering.
That's not an essay. I can just write bullshit in that. I don't have to write anything special for a cover letter. I say blah, 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 and then I get in, right? No, you don't. It's an essay, sweetheart.
It's an
essay,
but,
trust me.
My question was about this video statement. Any tips, maybe?
Many schools are now having video statements. They're very short. They're 1 minute. What do? What the hell's going on? I'll tell you what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Relax. It's called the Chinese test. People from China go to MIT. They have an 800 on the GMAT, and they have 120 on the TOEFL, right? And then Wang shows up, and Wang, yeah, go to MIT. They speak English. I go. High school, me, business, entrepreneur. What the fuck? We wasted our time getting Wang here. So they set up this thing. Please say a few words on the video here. Prove to us that you speak English, ladies and gentlemen. Because everybody knows people cheat, people lie. It's epidemic. It's an epidemic. And so the Russians actually, believe it or not, the Russians have the worst reputation undeserved. Because the Russians are some of the most scrupulous people. And he gets all the bad. The Russians are cheating. The Russians are jerks. It's not true. This is called the Chinese test. Speak English clearly. You only have a minute. Don't try to give us a chronological. And then I graduated school. And then I got 2 jobs. I promoted. After $1 million project, got promoted again. It doesn't work. The best I've ever heard of a guy. We see a camera on a building. We're looking out over a city. I don't know where it is. And we see a dot in the sky. It comes closer. And a guy in a parasail goes, "Hi, my name is Joe Blow. I want to go to your school."
It was a video presentation like this.
Yeah, because you're only allowed 1 shot. You can't edit. 1 shot. Another guy, he's at not Bain, he's a BCG guy. He's got his camera in the hallway. People walking back and forth. It's at work. He's got his camera in the hallway. And so these people are, you see the camera here, he's walking by. He's like, what the fuck? What's going on? And this guy walks by. Oh, hi. Wow, cool. Hey, nice to see you. I gotta go to work. Quick thing. I'm ready to go. See there. Slice of life. Creative. Interesting. No, didn't say much. I had a client in Kiev who was dyslexic, and he liked to make fun of himself. So he gets on camera and says, I can't read, so I'm really thankful that you have this video thing, because I can talk, because I really can talk, because I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer for Ernst & Young, have been for 15 years, and I've solved an amazing case. Maybe I can help you out. So he talked about his weakness and his strength at the same time, because he was dyslexic. Guy had a hard time reading. Got into school. Duke. All right. So think of something creative. You're not going to be able to tell your whole story in a minute. What one thing? If you had 1 minute to say one thing about yourself, what would you say? The reason I wear glasses is because I want to look smarter. Because if I take them off, I just look like a regular fat guy. But if I put my glasses on, I look like I might be an intelligent fat guy. Does it work? You decide. It doesn't have to be funny. It doesn't have to be funny. It can be serious. Don't cry. I want to go to school so bad. I killed my parents. Don't do it. This is bad. Do something else. Do something else. So don't fear. Don't fear. Right? Russians feel that they speak English shitty because of the Russian education system, which encourages everybody to say, what is this better than him? He doesn't speak English very well. I'm better than him. Because we don't talk. We compare each other. It's okay. I'm better than him. I'll do all right in the test. So we don't talk about it. That's what we're worried about it. The good news is Russians are die-hard students, always trying to prove it's a rule here. So everybody's trying to do well. Good. It's paying off. The bad news is you're really great compared to the Chinese and everything like that, but you don't think you are. So man up. Be aware. You guys are doing fine. You guys are doing really good. And very good news. You're not competing against the Americans or the Chinese or the Mexicans or the Germans. You're competing against each other. You're all one group. You're all one big marketing group, the CIS group. You're competing against people in your own office. Right? So if you don't speak English as good as he does, if you're smarter than him, it's gonna show. It'll be all right. Don't worry about it. Right? Don't be afraid. If you speak, America is a place where people speak shitty English all the time. It's a nation of people who speak crappy English. Why? Because everybody's from somewhere else. Everybody. What we care about is the force, the communication. So someone goes, I graduated from MIT, and it's a very great school, and I'll tell you what, because I have no dentist and I have perfect teeth. So, great. Huh? You like? I like. Bad English, but he's like some character. People like it. The one who says, I'm sorry for my English so bad. I would really like to go to school for you. This is bad. Don't ever apologize for your English. Ever. You know what it means? Hi, my name is Thomas. I'm really sorry for my English. I'm really sorry. You know what it means? It sounds like this. Hi, my name is Thomas. I have cancer. Will you carry me to my grave? Don't get into business with me because I'll probably fuck up and fail you. It sounds creepy as fucking hell. It sounds creepy. So don't ever apologize because people think, what am I going to do about your English? Am I going to hold your hand or something? No. Your English is fine. You make a few mistakes, fine. No one cares. You look at them in the eyes and say, hey, you buy product? You like product? You buy product? Buy product. Yeah, you buy it. It's fine. And it's better than the Mexicans. Oh, you want coffee? You want coffee? You want the latte grande? Any other questions before we go to pizza? You guys are great. Most of the time when I do this, people don't even write. People don't bother. You guys are writing. You're doing the shit. It's great. You guys are great. Yay! Pizza, 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 pizza.
Thanks a lot. That was awesome. Right, as always. Ребят, пиццы у нас очень много, ее нельзя забирать с собой. Нет. Она собирается съесть. Подарки. Недолго не было, это... Привет.
By the way, I will make these notes to my presentation. I'll be able to take them from Victor, or download them directly, and have them take notes.
It was not about telling, but we.
Тут много всяких.
I'm doing business.
О, бывает, очень вкусно, кстати.
Ну, то есть, это чемпион. Вообще, я просто Слушай, честно говоря, это, ну, вообще, меня сильно забывает. Нет, я весь год продолжаю быть в теме, я продолжаю
Либо дальше есть, если кто-то поговорит, здесь есть стаканчик. Стаканчик, либо еще есть
эта идея удивительно сильно.
I went to Chico State. Yeah, what's that? It's the little It's also supposed to be
Так, ну, а тебя не зацепило. Ты поучаствовал, ты что-то использовал?